Alright guys, how you doing? My name is Bloodhowl. So it looks like you guys won. Where the title is I met a angel when I was about 7 years old, and this is my story. This is a 100% true story. It's gonna go into my background as a child a little bit, so trigger warnings on abuse. This thing on my face, it's a little distracting, but trigger warning again. This talks about domestic violence and drugs and things like that, so I want to give you guys a heads up. We'll just dive right into it. My parents kind of put me in this perpetually stuck environment between two worlds. My dad's house I'm sorry, I get emotional and I pause, but my dad's house was messy, inconsistent. There'd always be drugs around. My father was an alcoholic, so there'd always be these strange people around. I never felt safe. And then there's my mother's house where everything was controlled and everything had to be her way or the highway, and I'm being pulled in these different directions when I'm with my mother, who also happened to be an addict as well. So I'm being pulled in all these directions on how to act over every weekend. Both my mother and father had a habit of this, but this is something that my father would do a lot. He would just, he'd be so drunk or needed beer or go to the store and get it, but he would leave me there by myself. Quite often. And this particular night, sorry if you guys can hear those notifications, I apologize. But this particular night that he decided to leave me alone at 7 years old, this man appeared kinda as if he was there the whole time. I can almost, when I look back at it, I can see him sitting in a chair next to me, my father walking out the door. He wasn't there before. But he didn't come with a flash or a fanfare, no blinding light, no booming voice. He just was. He didn't glow, he didn't float, he didn't want any of those things that angels supposedly did. He was just a man. I know, he was maybe a little taller than average, but his eyes were so beautiful. They were the color gray, right? Before a summer thunderstorm from back in the 90s. Because they are different now. Well, that's a whole new topic, and we're gonna get into, but we're gonna stay away from that right now. Maybe we'll get back to it, maybe not. Yeah, and along with his eyes, he had a quiet smile that always seemed like he knew how to keep a secret, but not in that toxic or evil way. He never even, he didn't introduce himself. I'm searching in my brain and I can't find his name. I don't know if that was done intentionally or not, but I can't. It was something very, very regal. I can remember that. He never expressed his presence. It was known between him and I that he's supposed to be there. And when we would hang out, and when he did speak, very monotone, powerful. His voice was powerful. He spoke with purpose. We speak with purpose. That's one of the things he would always say. Listen, and when you speak with purpose and intent. He would like to play these games where he was trying to show me a language or in symbols or something like that. He would have a piece of paper, and A would be this symbol, B would be this, and then they would go through not just the alphabet with the numbers. They would all have different numbers, and we would go through this multiple times, not just in one day. The next time I saw him, we would do it. He would quiz me on it, and he was like, very good, very good. I have read about angels and various things my whole life, and one thing I can say to kind of wrap up this video is that angels come to, especially children, innocent children, full of life, full of soul, to protect them, to make sure they don't lose that gift, that soul. This angel may have wanted to protect me. My mom was never around, so my father wasn't around. And one more thing, there's no way that my mom, as controlling as she was, would have ever let someone that I don't remember, my father knew, come babysit me. My mother could not stand any of my father's friends to what he was doing, the alcohol, the drugs. So I forgot to say that. That's a big one. My mom wouldn't let that happen. And it was the same guy my dad is with. So and I'm sitting on my mom's couch wearing a new language with some random person. My mom would never let that happen. Never. My mom was a lot of things, which she did care about himself in that way. She would never let some strange man just come in on my couch, here's some pen and paper. No, it was like he changed time to make it so she didn't even see him. But anyways, I was getting at, when children vibrate at such a high frequency that needs to be protected, and being at high frequency, this is a whole nother subject, but vibrating at a high frequency, as us humans, we're electromagnetic beings. The higher we vibrate, the more things we are capable of, spiritually, mentally, everything. That is the key. And this angel may be wanting to protect my soul and my energy and my frequency and my vibration. You see, I was struggling. But just as suddenly as this man appeared, he was gone. He is gone after that. Something changed in me after that. I always felt like I was, you're ever in a room and you feel someone's energy, the opposite. You're ever in a room and there's nobody around, but you're feeling someone's energy. That's how I feel. I have to say it again, this is a true story. I have more stories if you're interested. Again, my name is Bloodhowl. I do horror stories. Lately, they have been 100% true. I can do some ones that people they aren't necessarily true, but if you want to hear about them, I'm your king when it comes to this. I have so much knowledge, and knowledge is power. Could open up your brain, use it or lose it. Peace out.